If you were to tell me that 5 years ago sports betting would change my life for the better, I'd be absolutely pissing myself laughing. And I'd think more so that sports betting would change my life for the worse. But here we are. Now, in this video today, I'm going to explain you guys from the very start how I, as a uni student studying law and finance, studying full time and working part time, was able to turn sports betting into a consistent source of income, where now it's gotten to the point where I can go on holidays, I can enjoy my life, I can do the things I want to do and not have to worry about working full time to meet ends meet. So it all really started when I first turned 18 and I opened my first bookmaker account, just like every other 18-year-old that loves to get on the punt and is just exploring the things that you can sort of do, which is now legal as an adult. So naturally, I've always loved my sport. I think sport's been engraved into my life since I was about pretty much 3 years old. I lived in New Zealand originally for a bit, so a lot of the sport there, I watched the All Blacks play, and I always did the haka in front of the TV screen. I've been playing backyard cricket since I was about 3 years old as well. So I've loved playing cricket. Obviously, when I was in New Zealand, I watched rugby union, and when I moved to Australia when I was about 4 or 5 years old, watched the NRL, AFL. I played tennis. I love watching the NBA. And now I'm currently playing social basketball, social volleyball, and also boxing as well to keep me fit. So, in essence, sports has pretty much been engraved in me for my entire life. So yeah, I opened my first bookie account when I was 18, and just like every other sort of Aussie, we love getting our boys around for a couple of beers, chucking the footy on, um, following the same bets, writing the same bets, chucking $5 to $10 on a 12-leg same game multi, or getting your boys around to watch the races on Saturday and, chucking some money on a roughie hoping that it hits. And look, I still do it to this day. I still enjoy like chucking a couple of bucks here and there on a big multi just for that thrill. So yeah, that was sort of how I started my sports betting. And I was never in, I was never a gambling addict per se, or I never had a gambling problem, but it actually adds up over time. Just chucking 5, $10 every now and then. Maybe you're doing it once a week, twice a week, couple of times a week, or you're going to the races pretty much once a month on a Saturday, and you're generally losing. Yeah, you might have some wins, but yeah, you're generally sort of losing. And I ended up looking at my like sports bet, statement, and I was pretty much losing quite a bit of money, even though I was putting $5, $10 every now and then. And I thought, geez, like I could have, done a bit better with that money. I could probably have saved up for a holiday or, bought some shares. But it was never terrible or anything. But I also enjoyed going to the pokies a lot, when I'm with my boys, at the pub. We'd chuck a 50 into the pokies, or sometimes we'd play even bigger stakes, chuck 100, 150. And I think the wake up call for me was like losing $200 in the span of 2 minutes in the pokies. And I was like, yeah, I think this needs to stop. But anyways, that's sort of my background in terms of my previous gambling history. So I've always been working, part-time while studying law and finance full-time at uni. Um, and yeah, I was pretty much slaving away, working really hard, focusing, but financially I didn't really have much to show forth. And I was sort of struggling a bit, and I was looking for sort of avenues where I could make money online, or I need to find a side hustle. And I tried all these online sort of business models. I tried drop shipping and e-commerce, and to be honest, it wasn't really for me, and I didn't really have the understanding or the maturity or the patience at the time. And I tried that for a bit, and it didn't really work out. Now, on the side, I had my best mate Sam, who's a part of what we're doing now, and he was the one that sort of got into this way of making money through sports betting. And I think he was in about a month or so in, and he came up to me and he showed me, oh, I've been making all this money from sports betting. It's literally like I've found a gold mine. And I thought there's no way you can make money off like sports betting. Like it's designed for you to lose. So I go and do a bit of research myself, go and see if this is legit. And I was quite shocked. It took me about a month to sort of get my head around some of the concepts and just understand like, you know, the basics of it. And then I think in my first month I implemented it on the NBA and I made about 7 grand in my first month, which was absolutely insane. And I was over the moon. I was like, oh my God, this money is great. Like, this is so easy. But obviously, like, fast forward to now, there's things that I've got to take into account, like account sustainability, that if you win too much, these bookies can ban you. So for after that first month or so of making money, I kind of realized that making money from sports betting is actually quite easy. It's about how you're able to do that long term. And so that's when I got into account sustainability, how to best protect my accounts that I can consistently make sports betting into a consistent side income at that time. Um, so yeah, then I just got better at my craft. I knew what, I needed to do, and I was able to maintain those accounts to now I'm in a position where I don't have to work full time to meet ends meet and sort of slave away to get that, weekly paycheck. And, at the time when I was, working those, I had the Fridays where I'd finish work because I'd work Monday and Friday, and I love getting on the piss with my mates and seeing looking now where that money was going. I could have easily used that onto something more efficient. But I guess that's how we all mature, and that's how we sort of learn as we grow older and get into that. But in essence, yeah, sports this way that I've been able to profit from sports betting is it's called match betting. So essentially what we do is we use promotions to our advantage to minimize our losses and maximize our long-term profits. So essentially if, a same game multi-promotion fails that you see on the TV and we get one leg back, we're able to use that free bet and hedge it on a betting exchange like Betfair, or hedge it on another bookie to essentially minimize our losses so that we can maximize our profits long term. And we have a podcast with Sam and I where we go into detail about what match betting is and some of those concepts. I'm going to link that video in the description if you guys want to listen to that podcast. But yeah, now what I learned about, consistently making money off sports betting as a whole is that it takes a lot of time and discipline and patience. And for anyone that's sort of chasing a quick dollar, or, looking for the best tip, or just looking for a side business, you've got to understand that it doesn't come quick. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of research. But if you're willing to spend those couple of weeks in this realm of sports betting to just understand how bookies can get you and how you can use their promotions as an advantage for you to profit over time, then I'm sure you're going to be successful. And fast forward to now, I was able to withdraw a fair bit of money sitting in one of my bookie accounts, and that money basically funded a 2-week trip where I was able to go to Japan with my mates and have an absolute blast there. So that's sort of one of the examples that sports betting has changed my life in a way. And as I've said, I'm able to, focus on sports betting full time. And because I love sports so much, it's essentially a dream job for me that I get to watch sport and get paid for it, essentially, if I'm looking more so into that long-term perspective. So it's given me that flexibility in my life that I can, focus on my fitness. I can focus on getting better at the gym, getting better in boxing. And I have so much time on my hands. and I can just focus on, full-time sports betting, make a consistent income now. And in that sort of sense, I can save up for a house now. I can buy a car that I really want to get. But yeah, I was able to use that money and go on holidays, and now I've been able to put that money into, shares and invest long term. And it's I'm about to finish uni now, and I finish uni in the next month as of this recording. So the next sort of 6 to 8 months is just me focusing full time on my sports betting. And we've gotten to the stage where now we want to branch out and help as many young people as possible to actually realize that you can make a lot of money from sports betting. It's really not that hard, and we want to try and build a community of like-minded people that really enjoy their sport and are just looking for a side hustle per se, or some money coming in, or being a part of a community where everyone is on the same level, everyone wants the goal of financial freedom. And if you love sport, then we're growing our community into just guys that love sport, and just looking for financial freedom, and we've been able to identify that through the sports betting market. So essentially, yeah, I wanted to just come and share my story of how I was able to make sports betting a consistent side income as a uni student. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, please give it a like, subscribe to us, and if you're looking to listen to more content, we have our AFL and NRL weekly predictions that we're going to be doing each and every week. We did one for last week. And we're going to be releasing podcasts. You can check out our Instagram. You can check out our TikTok. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. And, hope you have a great day. Cheers.